Hello, 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 and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be preparing these delicious sweet peas with some of my homemade tomato sauce. So a few days ago I made this tomato sauce. I made it to go with some pasta, but before I added the pasta to my pot, I took some of the sauce out and tucked it away in my freezer in this bowl for future use. I like to do that whenever I make tomato sauce. It's really helpful for me on evenings when I don't feel like cooking. I can just take the sauce out of the freezer. I can just put it back in the pot, heat it up with just a few tablespoons of water, add some pasta noodles to it, and I have a meal quick and easy. Other ways that I use this sauce, I use it to flavor another sauce that I might be making. Sometimes when I'm doing a mushroom sauce, I like to add a little bit of this tomato sauce to it. I also use this to flavor my soups. And I use it to saute vegetables, which is what I'll be doing today. So these green peas are a great source of protein. And having a plant-based diet, it's really important for me to make sure that I get enough protein each day. So I always have a pack of these green peas in my freezer. I pull it out on evenings like today when I want to do something quick and easy. And this is just one of the ways that I prepare these peas. I have a few other recipes that I use that I'll tell you about in a little while. But tonight I will be adding the tomato sauce in a saucepan. Really easy with a few tablespoons of water, maybe a little bit less than a quarter cup of water. I'll bring that to a slow simmer and then I'll add the peas to the pan. I'll go ahead and simmer the peas with the tomato sauce on a low heat, like a low medium heat, for about 8 to 10 minutes, and that's it. Dinner is done. So I'm going to go ahead and get this started. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So now I've placed the tomato sauce in my pan, and it turns out I had about 5 tablespoons left of the sauce. So I just wanted you to have an idea of the measurements in case you decide to try this at home, that you'll know how much you need. I don't intend to have this be a super heavy tomato sauce, just a light flavoring. Or I would have used less peas if I wanted it to be a thicker, richer sauce. I'm going to be adding some water to this, so I'm going to give this a little bit more time to just kind of simmer here. I want to kind of just bring the sauce back to life and sweeten it up a little bit before I add the water. Now keep this in mind, I did add some olive oil to my pot, maybe about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So I added 2 tablespoons of olive oil to the hot pot, and then I added the tomato sauce. And I'm going to let this simmer in this oil for maybe like another minute or two. And then I'll start adding my water by the tablespoon. So I'm estimating that I might need a little bit less than a quarter cup of water. I'll let you know how much I end up using. But I wish you could smell this. It smells amazing. I love this sauce. It's just the easiest thing to keep on hand, especially to add to vegetables and anything else that you just want to add a punch of flavor to. So I am allowing these tomatoes to caramelize just a little bit more than what they did before when I use it for my tomato sauce. And then I'm going to add water. And by allowing the sauce to caramelize a little bit more right now and sweeten up a little bit more right now, it'll keep a nice rich flavor when I add the water. It won't be totally, diluted. So I'll be back. Okay, we're back. So I did add a full quarter cup of water after allowing the sauce to simmer for another 2 minutes or so. So I allowed the tomatoes to caramelize just a little bit more so that the flavor wouldn't be diluted when I added the water. So I added a quarter cup of water, and I am going to let this simmer for no more than a minute. And then I'm going to add the peas straight to the pot. I might need to add a little bit more water. I'll see. But I did want to let you know that I added additional oil, even though the tomato sauce already had some oil in it from when I prepared it initially. I added just a little bit more oil to the pot prior to putting the tomato sauce in, so that it would build the richness up in the flavor and in the body of the sauce, so that it wouldn't be watery. Pretty much, I didn't want to end up having like a watery base. I wanted to have a nice thick rich sauce because I will be adding these peas on top of pasta, and I wanted to have a nice sauce to go with that. So although it's not going to be a heavy tomato sauce, I did want it to have flavor. I wanted to have body. I wanted it to be rich. I wanted the peas to really enhance the pasta and not just kind of fall through the bowl, fall to the bottom of the plate because it was swimming in water. So that's why I added the olive oil, and I'm about to add the peas to this right now. Okay, I'll be back. So I've just added the peas to my sauce, and I'm going to go ahead and stir that in. And once I get my tomato sauce coating all of my peas, I will be back. We're back. So I added another quarter cup of water after stirring in all the tomato sauce because it was just necessary. And that gave me enough liquid so that I could bring this to a nice low boil. I'm actually going to let this simmer a little high for about a minute or two. Then I'm going to turn the flame down to a low simmer for like another 5 minutes. So this is my tomato sauce and green peas. I'm going to let this simmer at this high rate for about another minute. And then I'll cover it, turn it down to a medium-low flame, and let it simmer for another 5 minutes. I'll be back. Okay, so now we have a really rapid simmer going on here, and I am about to turn my heat down so that we can bring it to a slow simmer. I just added some salt, about a half a teaspoon of salt to the peas, and they have about another 4 minutes covered to cook, and they'll be done. Okay, we're back, and this is the last stage. So I had these peas simmer. I didn't keep track of the time, but I think it was more like 15 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. And I added just a tad bit more water, just because it was dry now before it had gotten to the softness that I wanted my peas to be. But this is it. I'm about to turn it off. I have some pasta prepared, and I'm going to plate this and enjoy a delicious meal. I hope that you decide to try this, and if you do, please leave me a message in the comments and let me know how it goes for you. See you soon. Bye.